ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another brick in the mole. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I am certainly excited to be jumping into another Let's Play here on the channel. Now, if you've been around for a while, you'll know I don't usually begin these series at the main menu. I quite like to just jump in, but there's a couple of things I want to show you in the setup for this game that is going to be important for the running of the Let's Play. So we're going to start a new game. We are going to start with a tutorial, $200,000, normal research, but fast builders as opposed to normal builders, because normal builders are so slow. They are painfully slow. So with that, we're going to begin. So, hello and welcome. You have somehow inherited this massive land. Regional planning, however, forbids residential or industrial zoning in the area. Commercial is your only option. Let's have a look around. Use WASD or the arrow key. Okay, we don't need to know about that. This short tutorial will walk you through opening your first business. So let's go ahead and build some foundations, which is going to be right there. And my worker is going to head out and do his or her thing. It is Nora Horn. So she's going to do her thing. And she's going to do it quite quickly because she's a fast builder. Because slow building is just painful. This build would have taken a couple of minutes if builders were just set to normal, so I'm really glad we don't have that. So the next thing we need to do is go ahead and put some doors in here. We're going to want to get ourselves a double door just there, a staff door just there, and then we need to build a wall just along here with a staff door just in the middle of it. And just as an FYI, I have done this tutorial a couple of times already, which is why I'm able to go through it quite quickly. But the main reason I wanted to do the tutorial on camera was because I want to give you, the viewers, a bit of an idea of what's going on. I don't want you looking at this and trying to figure it all out. I want to just give you this tutorial for your sake as opposed to mine. So let's go ahead and assign a storage zone just over here, which is going to be used for, well, storage for the store, which we've just assigned. And next, we need to build some shelves. So if it hasn't already become obvious, this game is basically Prison Architect, except instead of running a prison, you are running shops and a mall, and you can get like fast food and restaurants and bowling alleys and movie theaters and all that stuff. It's kind of really cool. It sounds awesome. So, I mean, I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. So we are going to need products to sell on our shelves. Unfortunately, I can't place any until all the shelves are in. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some products. Now, these three shelves back here are just generic product shelves. These ones down here, the 6, are for food. So this shelf just here, we're going to put some health and beauty things back here. In fact, you know what? We could go for household items. Health and beauty is diapers, toilet paper, pads, and tampons. Household items is light bulbs and electricity, bed sheets, cookware, and dishes. But I guess your general little, 7-Eleven isn't going to have things like dishes and cookware, is it? It's going to have like diapers and toilet. Yeah, we're going to go for like just your kind of generic 7-Eleven store here. So we'll get some toilet paper in there. We'll get the pads and tampons in there. Then for the food shelves, we're going to go for some beverages. So soda is going to be a must. We're going to want some bottled water. And we're also going to want some juices. Then for these shelves, we'll absolutely do some food. I'm thinking we're going to go breakfast cereal. I'm thinking we're going to go for sliced bread. And I'm thinking we're going to go for snacks. So the next thing that's going to be needed is a loading zone, which is where the vans will come in with all of the goods that we're going to be selling. So that's a loading zone, and that's about to be built. But we need to go ahead and assign this storage zone to the store. So if we go to manage, we click on the store, go to zone, and assign storage. Those two are now linked, which is obviously quite important. So the next step is going to be getting ourselves a cashier who will run the counters and a stock clerk who will stack the shelves. But what I'm going to do is something a little bit different to what the tutorial wants me to do. I'm going to hire 3, roughly, maybe 4. I'm going to hire 4 cashiers, which is, again, not something the tutorial currently wants me to do, but I want to do it for a specific reason. So my cashiers are going to start at 6 o'clock. Well, 2 of them are going to start at 6 o'clock. And then what we're going to do is move Bill Osborne here to start at about 2 o'clock. And then Barbara Shepherd to start at about 2 o'clock as well. So it looks like that's 1 o'clock. Let's have you start at about 2. So what that means is that I can go into zone and I can change my opening hour to be about 7 o'clock because the staff will be in there on time. And then the closing time can be extended considerably to not 11, but we'll go for 10 o'clock instead. So we're currently a 7 to 10, not a 7 to 11, but that's totally fine. So what that should do is give us the ability to have the store open for a longer time and make a bit more money, which is obviously very important. Now, we do want to get a stock clerk. We're going to go for Paul Crawford just here. And congratulations on opening your first business. Here are some tips for a smooth expansion. Your parking lot will fill up quickly. Build more parking to accommodate more visitors. The default store opening hours are unambitious. Well, we've already dealt with that. And offering greater diversity of products will bring in more customers. So I can do that. Also, multiple businesses. We're going to want multiple businesses, but we'll do that eventually. Anyway, that's the end of the tutorial. So what I'd like to do is head in here to road work, and I want to get a little bit of customer parking just on here. And I'm thinking I could put some staff-only parking back here. I'm also thinking I kind of want to move the maintenance center out of this space and put it into like a space back here. So let me go to not assign, but build. Let me go to foundations and let me do a little something like this so that we can have a new maintenance center back here, because I think that's probably a good idea. It's $7,000 to do that. So we'll get it built, and that is going to be a new maintenance center for... Oh, wow, they got that done really quickly. All right, so that's the new maintenance center. Let's go back to build. Let's go to walls, and I want to bring a wall across just there with, I guess, a staff door on it is probably going to be a pretty good idea. So we'll get a staff door just right along there, I think. Should be totally fine. Then we can go to assign, and maintenance center goes right in there with storage being extended right up to about there, which means I can go ahead and I can get rid of this maintenance center down here. It will fire all staff, if any. Yeah, that's fine. We'll fire them. No big deal firing all of my staff. Don't worry about it. Can I go to... How do I demolish things? Remove walls and objects. I would like to remove all of that, please. I'd also like to remove some foundations, I guess. So remove all of that as well, and that should be totally fine. Now, what we are going to need to do is go and possibly hire some more workers. Hire some builders, because I don't know that I have any. Yeah, Maintenance Center 3 is going to need some builders. So let's hire 3 builders. We'll get you, and we'll get you. And you are going to start working at midnight. Nora Horn, you are going to start working at 8 in the morning. And Eric Rush, you are going to start working at 4 in the afternoon. So that means that we are always going to have builders around here. I'm not going to hire actually, you know what? I'll get a janitor. Why not? We'll get the janitor and get it out of the way. The janitor is going to start work at about 5 in the morning, so that the janitor can come in and clean things up before the workday begins. And I'm pretty sure at this point, it's looking to me like we are absolutely set to open the store at jolly old 6 o'clock in the morning. Although I might change that a little bit. Oh no, that's the employee working time. The store opens at 7. So the employees are due to be here at 6. The store opens at 7. It's going to be a great day. I'm also thinking it might be an idea to go and add in another checkout counter, because if we don't do that, we could run into some issues with the employees changing shifts, because sometimes employees might not be able to get to a counter because someone else hasn't yet left it. So we're just going to see how that goes. But you're going to hang out in the maintenance center there, which is absolutely beautiful. And it's coming up on 1 a.m., which means it's not that long until my employees start showing up. And I'm kind of a little bit excited about that, to be honest. Kind of really excited to get this first day going, because we have a lot of money to make. We spent a lot of money building this place, and we need to make a considerable amount of money every day to make back the money that we spend on salaries and all that stuff. But this should be interesting. So the janitor's there, doing their thing. There's not a whole lot to clean, but there will be eventually. The stock clerk is coming in. I realize the stock clerk needs to come in a lot earlier than he currently does, he currently does. Because those shelves are actually looking like they'll just about be stocked in time for the beginning of the day. So there we go. We have an open shop. We have put the first bricks in the mall. Oh, that's kind of cool. I guess I'll take this opportunity to go through some of the UI and show you what's going on. So down here, these are basically challenges and all that stuff. So open a business, get $10,000. The active challenges are up here. So sell 10 different types of products. I've sold 7 out of 10. I'll get $10,000 if I do that. Daily profit of over 100, $10,000. 100 total sales, $10,000. This is obviously my cash. That's fairly self-explanatory. This down here is just telling me about research complete. We'll deal with that in a second. This is my debt, because I guess I can take loans if I need to, possibly. I have no idea. This is obviously profit. This is sales, parking usage, and peak customers on site, along with their general satisfaction level, which is sort of average at the moment. So up at the top right here is statistics, and then finance, and then research, and then the one next to that is needs, which is apparently fast food right now, which is kind of interesting. And then the menu, obviously. Now, research is interesting because we're currently automatically researching cold chain, which will unlock fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh meat, fresh fish, milk, and dairy. Now, there's 92 hours left on this research, but my thinking is I might prioritize something else, because we could get restrooms, for example, if people want to pee. We could get an alcohol license, which will let me start selling beer, liquor, and wine. We could get night hours, so we could technically operate a 24-hour store, but I don't think I want to do that just yet. Chemical supplier is detergents, soap and shampoos, cosmetics, tooth care, toilet care, look after your toilet. But there's a lot of stuff in here. I think what I will do, though, is stick with cold chain as the current research, because I kind of like the idea that my second store will be sort of a fresh meat. It'll be like an organic market or something, where this is just like a little generic, 7-Eleven. I think that could be kind of fun. I think that could be a pretty good idea. Now, looking at our total profits, currently we have had a gross profit of $460 today, with a net profit of minus $170. Looking at the way the sales are going, I'm thinking we are going to get close to a profit. I don't think we're going to make one, though. But as the store continues to grow, and as the days go by, more and more people will start turning up to the store, and more people will be keen to get some of our products. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a little bit of money to make more money. That's something in business. That's often something you hear a lot in business, and I'm sincerely hoping that it's going to do exactly what I want it to do. Yeah, in business, you spend money to make money. That's something you'll hear a lot. And it's true, honestly. It is quite true. You spend a lot of money to make a lot of money. We have actually made a lot of money as well. And by a lot, I mean like over $100. That's not bad. That is not a bad start right there. This guy fell in love with some product there, which is kind of interesting. Can I go to manage for a second? Because I'd like to go to staff, and I'd like to change my stock clerk so it comes in at 5 o'clock or maybe 4 o'clock. We'll have a stock clerk come in about 4 and work, instead of 8 hours, you can work for about 5 hours. Then I want another one to come in, who is going to come in at about, I'm going to say about noon, No, I'm going to say about 2 o'clock, and you are going to work for about 5 hours. You're going to work for about 6 hours. Because that way we're going to have 2 separate stock clerks who can make sure the store is stocked all through the day, which is going to be really important. So that's going to be the plan there. Let me go to assign, let me go to store, and let me just extend my store into that space, because I would like to get more shelves in here. So if I go to objects, I can get fridges, actually. Interesting. I could put soda and bottled water in there and juices and all that stuff. That is where I put things like beer and ice cream and milk and dairy and fresh meat, vegetables, frozen pizzas and fresh fish. On tables, I can put bread, which is interesting. Pallets are where I can put washing machines if I happen to want to sell those. But what I'm thinking I might do is get more of these generic shelves, because that seems like a pretty good idea. We could get a table for our bread if we really wanted to. Doesn't seem... Oh, it is a little table as well, isn't it? I could put some bread out on that. Get some vegetables out on that. I don't know. Fridges seem like a good idea for drinks, though. I do like the idea of getting a fridge in here for our drinks. So let me get a fridge back there. Let me get 3 of them, because I've got 3 different drink products. So let me get fridges just back there, and then we can change out these shelves here for something else, which is kind of a good idea. Then we'll go for more generic shelves just here. And we're probably going to want to get more counters, but we'll deal with that in a bit. Now, these shelves here are currently set to beverages. I'm going to change it out, and we're going to go for rice and pasta. We're going to go for coffee and tea. And we're going to go for, I'm going to say candies, because why not? Then up here, we're going to swap things out. We're going to go for some light bulbs and electricity. We're going to go for cookware, and we are going to go for dishes. Then up in this part, we're going to go soda. We're going to go bottled water, and we're going to go juices. So that's everything sorted. We should have our stock clerks coming in fairly soon to get all of that stocked up. And I might very well look into expanding the number of cashiers that we have, because I realize that there's definitely a possibility that the store is going to get a little bit busier, but we'll see how that goes. I'm also thinking we are maybe going to need to go to road work and get ourselves garbage pickup, because it does look like there's garbage in there, and I don't know what's going to happen with that. So let me throw a little bit of garbage pickup there and see what happens. We could get a bus stop. Well, we can't get a bus stop, but we could eventually, maybe one day, get a bus stop. Let me also get staff-only parking over here. Just like that, because that doesn't seem like a terrible idea. And then bring a road down like this a little bit. And we'll get more customer parking all along that, which seems like it would be a pretty darn good idea. So we'll also do staff-only parking just there as well, and just there too. So let's go to customer parking, and let's throw it all in there. And I'm kind of excited to see how this goes, honestly. I think it's going to be a really interesting day here at the store. Definitely excited. I'm also thinking that garbage pickup might need to be moved, because that might end up blocking a lot of the incoming traffic. But we'll watch and see what happens, because I don't know if that actually does happen. I have no idea, but I'm definitely keen to find out. Now, what's everybody buying? What are you buying? Because I can see what you're buying. So you were queuing for diapers, all right. You were looking for coffee and tea, sliced bread, coffee and tea. Ooh, people after my own heart right there. I could go for a nice sandwich and a cup of coffee right now. To be honest, I might get one after I'm done with this video. That's not a bad idea. Getting a nice sandwich. Nice sandwich and a nice cup of tea or coffee. Here's a question, and this is something... So this is possibly the most ridiculous way I've ever asked for comments on a video before. But I'll ask it anyway. What's your favorite type of sandwich? For me, I'm a fan of like just simple sandwiches. I really happen to enjoy just like cheese and ham, except lots of different types of ham and lots of different types of cheese. So it's a simple sandwich with a bit of a twist. It's a simple sandwich on the surface. It's cheese and ham, but it's got all these different types of cheese and all these hams through it. It's delicious. Just thought of, make some conversation. That's what I'm doing. I'm making conversation. Also, we've actually made good money today. $240 net profit is not at all bad, considering the store is going to be open for another considerable amount of time. Now, something that is worth pointing out is the fact that these queues are a little bit longer than I'd like them to be. And we have had a missed sales opportunity because someone wanted to go to a restaurant. Interesting. Definitely interesting. I'm looking at our profit here, and you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we want to go to manage, and we want to get 2 more cashiers. So you and you are hired, and we're going to have Dean Cole start working at, not 6, but 2 o'clock. So Dean, you're going to come in at 2 o'clock. We're going to have 3 people working the tills this whole time. This is our sales. So sales are busy they're busy in the morning, they drop off though. So what if we changed this? What if we had you stop working about there so that, you know, we're not paying you for a time when we don't need you? So yeah, you're going to have slightly fewer hours, which is fine. You're going to work 5 hours. And then Dean, you are going to start a little bit later in the day. And you are also going to have slightly fewer hours here at the store. You could stop working about there. So that seems like a good idea. You both work 5 hours. You're both sort of like part-time or whatever. And I am going to be paying you a bit less for your time here, which I like the idea of. So we'll go ahead and do that. I realize they are all set to... Are you set to automatic salary? Yeah, you are. So automatic salary. But we can go to products and we can actually, you know, bring up the profit margin of all of our products here. We could go to manual and say, oh, 200 is actually the max. Interesting. Okay, no, that's totally fine. We'll leave it as is and not worry too much about it. So, to be honest, I would say day 3 thus far has been a bit of a success. We made some pretty good money there. Even though we're still paying salaries on the workers, that profit is not bad. Now, day 4, we immediately begin with minus like $200. But I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to see if we can I want to see if we've like optimized things a little bit. I'm also thinking I want to get a 4th cash register here or whatever. What do they call it? What is the actual term for it in the game? Checkout counter. Okay. I want another one of those. Because it means that, I mean, we're never going to have 4 people working here at any one time, but I just want to make sure that at all times we are able to do what we need to do. Now, what are you currently doing there, little buddy? You have nothing to do because the shelves are stocked. I feel like he could come in a little bit later, to be honest. I feel like Paul Crawford, we're going to change you up a little bit there, fella. Also, here's a question. Can I rename people? Is that a thing I can do? No. That would have been kind of fun if I could rename people, but apparently that's not a thing, so we'll not worry about it. Paul Crawford, you can come in a little bit later. Like, you can come in when the shop is pretty much due to open, because that's the point when the shelves are going to need to be stacked. Like, it looks like the other stock clerk pretty much finishes when the customers stop coming in, so... To be honest, Paul, you could be moved forward a little bit. There we go. So we'll go with that, and we'll see how that ends up going. So, the store is due to open now, I think. Does it open now, or is it 7? It's 7. It's not opening now. That does make me think that I could move all of my staff forward a little bit, but we'll not worry too much about it. People are showing up for another day of business. I want to see some good money. I want to see some good money because I'd like to start working towards getting another business on the go. We're also getting nicely done with the cold chain here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and actually start working on the new building, because a fridge is where we can put fresh meat, veg, pizzas, fresh fish, and all that stuff. We can also put it on tables. The fruit and veg can go on this. So I want to start getting another building ready for this kind of thing, because I think having that kind of store is going to be really, really good. So let's begin by going to roadwork and going to customer parking and doing this sort of thing just along there. Now this is going to be a very, very busy space when we open a second store, so this might not be enough parking, but I'm willing to try. I am willing to see what happens. So let's go ahead and get that all built. Let's go to foundations, and let's have the foundation just sort of go like this. We'll make a fairly sizable space. We'll go for 23 by 10. Actually, can I just go? I can just go the whole way across there. I could spend some ridiculous money on this if I really wanted to. Which, honestly, I think I will. Let's get this built. Let's spend silly money on this construction. Because, you know, we have made some money today. We haven't made much, but we've made a little bit, which is kind of exciting. Then, of course, we're going to need to get ourselves a door on this. We're going to need to get a storage area for this. We're going to need to set it up as a second store. We're going to need separate zones and cashiers and all that stuff, but it's going to be good. So let's go to objects. Let's go to double door. And let's put the double door sort of there. Yeah. Double door can go there. Staff door can go there. Then we need to get ourselves a wall. So the wall can go, I'm thinking there. We'll have a sizable storage space just to make sure that we can keep everything in here. Then the staff door for that can go down there. And then what we need to do is we need to get ourselves some tables for a start. So I'm going to want some tables. I want fresh fruit and veg on display in here. So tables are going to go all the way across like that. We are going to want some fridges. So the fridges can go down this end away from the tables. Just like that. Obviously very expensive, but totally fine. We could put some shelves in here if we really wanted to, but I don't think that's the kind of store we're going to be. We could put some food in here as well. But I mean, looking at the fridges that we have, it's probably not the best idea to have that many. This is overkill. Don't get me wrong. I know if you know this game and you're in the comments of this video, you're absolutely going to look at this and go, what are you doing? That's absolutely overkill. I know. Just don't worry. All right. What I might end up doing is getting rid of this store completely and turning this into the main one. In fact, that's incredibly likely to happen because this is obviously an enormous store. So just don't freak out. Don't worry. It's gonna be fine. It's not a problem. Can I cancel these for a second? Because I realize I want to change this up a little bit. Actually, those food shelves can stay on either side like that. But what I want to do then is put the generic shelves sort of in the middle. Just like that. Can I rotate these? Mouse wheel rotates. Oh, okay. Q or mouse wheel will rotate. Okay, so we'll do this sort of thing along there. Then we'll get the checkout counters. And the checkout counters go there, and there, and there, and there. So that's totally fine. I could actually rotate these as well if I wanted to, but I don't feel like I need to. So we'll get the, I could actually put checkouts like that as well. That'd be kind of cool, having the checkouts sort of sideways like that, but obviously there's not really the room, so we'll not worry about that. Right. This is going to be the new store. Let's get it built. Let's go to storage and say that's going to be a storage zone, and this is going to be a store. And then what we're going to do is go to manage. We want to go to store 2. Or not store 2, we want to go to store 4 and say that this is the storage zone for it. And we're going to rename our stores as well, because this is store 2. I'd like to rename store 2 to BABBYS first shop. There we go. So that's BABBYS first shop. Storage 0 is there. Storage 1 is going to be BABBYS, not baby, BABBYS first storage. We'll do that. It's storage. Babby's first storage is what that is. Okay. Then store 4 is gonna be obnoxiously big local shop. There we go. And then this is gonna be the storage for that, which is storage 0, which we're gonna rename to obnoxiously big local shop storage. There we go. All right, so we're done. Speaking of being obnoxious, hello. That's kind of my career. Right. So obviously this shop here is not going to be running for a while. That's totally okay. I think. Does that actually, right, hold on, let me go to manage. Are you open for business? You're incomplete. So yeah, that isn't actually going to be technically open, right? I really hope not. I really, really hope we don't actually have this store open. I guess we'll find out. We'll totally see what happens. Either way, Babby's first shop over there is doing its thing. I'm wondering, is this money here? That's just my general money, right? That's just general profit. That's not per store. No, it does look like we are about to make some money, so that's good. So that is just overall general profit, which is beautiful. Looks like we're gonna make some good money as well. We need to sell 20 different types of products for $10,000. A daily profit of over 500 for $10,000. We're very close to that, actually. Have 100 customers on site. That's probably not going to happen for a long time. But 500 total sales we're actually very close to. So that's not bad. Honestly, I'd say we've made a pretty darn good start here. So, ladies and gents, I reckon I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you kind of for watching. This has been another Brick in the Mole Part 1. And with it being a Part 1, do be sure to like the video if you want to see more of this. Tell your friends that they too can contribute to constructing a mole by, you know, watching, I guess, commenting, all that stuff. Either way, thank you kind of for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!